Yeah, I did it again. What it do, what it do, what it do. Lord. Nah, you good, you good, you good. I was checking my audio before I got started, and as usual, I tend to mute my mic as I was fixing stuff. So here we are. But anyway, what it do, what it do, what it do. This is once again D Tyrone Caliber back on your YouTube dial, and welcome to another episode of the Mass Effect Protocol, my friends. But yeah, we are here and back at it. ready to get going. As you can tell, your hero is in a suit today because we're doing something a little business-wise today. Gonna handle some stuff over on the Citadel, take care of a couple side quests, and then we are going to head over to Noveria, which is one of the bigger business capitals here in, at least in the Mass Effect 1 world, before you get to some of the bigger places. And we'll talk about that once we get to Mass Effect 2. But as of right now, yeah, one of the bigger places here in the Mass Effect world. I hope everybody is doing well. It is a happy Friday. So what do y'all got planned for this weekend? And don't forget our question of the day. What is the baddest TV moment you've ever seen involving a character in a suit? And as we go along, I will give y'all mine. Because mine, it sticks with me every time I think of it. It is dealing with a villain, but a villain doing the right thing, if I may use the phrase. So, welcome in Maury. Welcome in Tony. I am glad you both are here. Let's go ahead and get started. Where are you at? There we go. So, last we left, we were on the moon, taking care of some VI issues, which again, it's, the video on that is probably going to be made. I don't know if I'm gonna actually, the goal is to finish it before I finish Mass Effect 3, but I do want to get that quote unquote VI video out about Admiral Hackett and his friendly request. But there's a few videos I got coming out with this game fairly soon. Relatively soon. But what I'm going to do today is throughout this stream, I am going to give a bit of lore nuggets that isn't necessarily talked about in this game, about some of the places that we're going and things like that. So you get a bit more of the behind the scenes, whether it's dealing with a bit more of the books or the 4 comics that have come out and stuff like that. So it's going to be a bit more off-game lore heavy, if I may use the phrase.
Shepard, what can I do for you?
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
You Krogan live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
I heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
It's not the same.
Let's see, where do I go with this?
Seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
See, this is one of those situations where it is, how do I put this? You have to be careful in playing the role of, I understand. You know, the whole trying to be relatable to other people's issues. It's at least to me, this is my own personal mantra. It's okay to listen, but the attitude of, how do I put this? The I get it attitude will get you in trouble.
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
Sorry, Rex. I wasn't trying to get you upset.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
That is an interesting question. I watched a video, this was a couple of months ago, I think, about the trope of the proud warrior race. Regardless of how, depending on however you look at the quote unquote proud warrior, they never seem, from what I gather, they never seem to stay around necessarily very long because their entire culture is the smoke. For those who are anime fans, the first one that obviously comes to mind are the Saiyans. They nearly got wiped out. The Krogan, the genophage, which oh boy. Before I give my final judgment of how dirty that was, let me finish the, at least the first trilogy. But if you're asking me right now, I'm on the fence because of what they did during the Rachni War, as opposed to the Krogan Rebellion. It's rough.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
Okay, Tone, wasn't there a line about Ul'dah that has some version of what Rex just said? It's like, if you would rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits, which one would you pick? For some odd reason, and I feel bad because I am a quote-unquote citizen of Ul'dah, I cannot remember that line. I really cannot remember that line. But it was a different thing, but it was, I mean, yeah, it was different, but there's enough similarities, at least to me, to say it's not necessarily the same thing, but how do I put this? We're in the same city. We're not necessarily down the same street. But it was something like if you tell an Uldan, or even Uldan or an adventurer, either pick the door, something about like pick the door that says Ultimate Doom, or pick the other door, or something like that. I have to find it. I didn't think about that until just now. But when I hear that line now, it's like, oh, wait. It does kind of seem like Ulda a little bit. At least that's what it just reminds me of.
Shepard.
Let's see.
Shepard.
Nope. It's the same thing. Okay. Still my favorite conversation in this entire game. Shepard. Rex.
Commander, how are you?
And now to Batman.
Why did you want to be a CSEC officer in the first place?
That's a good question. There were several reasons, I guess.
Yeah, if you put 10 adventurers in front of two doors, one marked certain death and the other unimaginable wealth, 9 out of 10 adventurers would choose the door marked certain death. And the last one would be indecisive on account of being Uldan. Yeah. I think that's where I get the connection between the Krogan and Uldan. It's like, fight for credits? Carry the genophage. I guess we're fighting. I guess we're fighting for credits. So yes, unimaginable wealth is probably where a Krogan would go.
Like what?
Probably the same as most officers. I wanted to fight injustice, wanted to help people. I guess my father had something to do with it too. He was CSEC, one of the best. I grew up hearing about his accomplishments or seeing his picture on the vids after a big arrest. He's taking my resignation pretty hard.
That's tough, but you'd think he'd be impressed you're going after Saren.
My father's a CSEC man to the bone. Do things right or don't do them at all, he says. He thinks I'm being too rash, too impatient. He's worried I'll become just like Saren. He actually talked me out of becoming a Spectre when I was younger for the same reasons.
You know, that's another point. And I'll talk about the Spectres in and of itself, especially when you link a bit of what Rex said about the Genophage and the Solarians. Yeah. I can tell like a by the book police officer or military man or whatever. I can understand that attitude of, no, you have to do this by the book. This is the way the law is supposed to be. I don't trust Spectres because where's the accountability and whatever, even though the accountability does go to the Citadel Council, but there is also the attitude of a servant of the people isn't supposed to have that much power. So I can understand Garrus's pops not liking Spectres.
You were asked to be a Spectre?
Well, I was targeted as a possible Spectre candidate, me and about 1,000 other Turian military recruits. I could have received special training, but my father didn't like it. He despises the Spectres. He hates the idea of someone having unlimited power with no accountability. He wouldn't like you, Commander. No offense.
I suppose I can understand his concern.
You can, but Saren's not going to play by our rules, CSEC's rules. If you want to nail Saren, you need to send someone who isn't restricted by policies and procedures.
And this is where the young Turian, I like Garrus, I understand his point, but
Just because you can break the rules doesn't mean you should. I don't need to stoop to Saren's level to stop him. And neither do you, Garrus.
I see what you mean, but I'll think about it. Thanks, Commander.
Yes, this is a Paragon team, Garrus.
Commander, good to see you.
We don't do things like that. Yes, we don't do these things. We do things the right way. Every time. Right, Tony? All right. So we are going to head into the Citadel, take care of a few quests that I've been wanting to do. So let's see. Let's take the former CSEC officer and Ash.
Equalizing interior pressure with exterior atmosphere. Logged. The commanding officer is ashore. Exo Presley has the deck.
And you can't run past this guy.
At ease. Rear Admiral Mihailovic, 5th Fleet.
Now, this is the interesting thing. Under normal circumstances, like Rear Admiral actually outranks Shepard. But at the same time, you can choose if you salute him or not. And under, really, you pick any branch of the service. Unless you are in a deployed atmosphere, more often than not, you salute. And I noticed almost every time I've played this game, I've never had to salute this man. So, and he doesn't even bring it up like, how dare you not salute me? And whatever. So is this one of those things where, well, now you're a Spectre, I guess you don't have to salute commanding officers? Like, does being a Spectre completely pull you out of, excuse me, the Alliance chain of command? And is everybody just kind of cool with it? Like, okay, we get it. You're not necessarily one of us. And the only time the Admiral even brings it up is when talking about the Normandy. Not, you know, your basic behavior.
We weren't told.
Okay, never mind. I was wrong.
I would have prepared a formal greeting.
Spare me the pleasantries. I command the 63rd Scout Flotilla. You and the Normandy were slated for my unit after shakedown. Then the Council got their paws, claws, tentacles, whatever. They got them on our ship and you.
And I take that back. I was wrong. Maybe because of the fact that I guess I must have just blotted it out of my mind. Like, wait, I never noticed he saluted. I think I spent more time reading dialogue than I did him actually doing the salute.
I still serve the Alliance, sir. As a Spectre, I can advance our interests to the Council.
You still know what color your blood is, Shepard? I don't begrudge the politician's decision to throw you to the Council. It's an opportunity. I do begrudge this over-designed piece of tin, though.
You know what? Nah.
This ship saved our lives a dozen times over.
An exaggeration. I've read your reports. This experiment diverted billions from our appropriations bills. For the same price, we could have had a heavy cruiser. But no, we had to make nice to the Turians, throw money at a co-developed boondoggle. I'm here to make an inspection, Commander. Normandy is an Alliance warship. I intend to see she's up to snuff.
Okay, another question for the chat. If you found out Alliance taxpayer dollars, now keep in mind, I want to say right now we are 20. Yes, boondoggle. You know what? Somebody in the chat, find out what's the definition of an actual boondoggle. What is the legitimate definition of a boondoggle? But I have to ask this to the chat, since we do have, like, I guess, some version of a multinational chat here. If someone were to ask you, if someone would have put out on a bill, right? On a bill for y'all to vote for, to say, we're taking Alliance taxpayer dollars to build a warship. Now, granted, keep this in mind, if this were really the case, we wouldn't know about it. The average public, unless like a serious investigative journalist, would be able to find out, but under normal circumstances, if they would have put out on a bill to put out to the public to say, we're going to put in a special tax to build an Alliance warship that's going to be co-built by the same people we just got in a war with. Would y'all vote for it? So, Tony, you say yes? Maury? Boondoggle? D-Day! Oh, that is definitely somebody I would want to ask. D-Day, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? So we got 50-50. So you get to break the tie, man, TD. If somebody were to bring out a bill that's out to the Alliance people, right, to take taxpayer money and build an Alliance warship co-produced by the same people we just got done being in a war with. I want to say this is 27 years ago, but we're going to take taxpayer money and us and this people we just got done with a war with, got done having a war with 27 years ago, we're going to build this Alliance warship. And the Alliance taxpayer is going to foot at least half of the bill for it. Would you vote for it? There it goes. I was looking for that chord. Since you're normally one of the ones that's sniffing around for talking about people's taxes and all that. And Tony, why would you vote for it? And Maury, why wouldn't you? I mean, it worked with Germany and Japan. Yeah, that is true. That is very true. Thank you. Since we are, getting ready to go to a business planet, I figured I'd probably be one of those non-voters. So you would basically abstain? You would abstain from it? Me personally, I'd probably go for it. I would have to honestly understand, try to pick the lesser of the two evils though, if it's like that. Yeah, I would have to look at like, what is our honest, how do I put this? One, I would have to look at how our, what's the word I'm looking for? How cool the Turians in the Alliance actually are, right? I would need somebody to really sell me on, look, we're cool. This is honestly for the greater good. And da-da-da-da-da, number one. And number two, who gets to keep the ship? Is this one of those ones where, you know, the Turians can walk up and say, oh, we paid for half of this ship, so we get to walk on this whenever we feel like it? Or is this, we came together, but the ship gets parked in our garage type thing? Because if we get to keep the ship, okay, you could really talk to me about this.
We'd be honored to show her to you, Admiral.
I'll just bet. Wait here. I won't be long. Commander, I'm not happy.
Joint custody of military hardware is always the wrong answer. We got to keep the ship. Exactly. This is an Alliance warship, not a Turian warship. I have been in enough situations where somebody borrows something. Hey, man, I'll give it back, and crash it into a tree or into another planet and say, sorry, bro, my bad. This is what he's thinking. And you know what? Screw it. He's going to say it.
Sounds like a fairly common situation.
Commander, I suggest you secure your mouth. It's going to get you in trouble.
I'm a Spectre, dig it.
Find that CIC. Putting the commander aft of everyone else is inefficient. What if he needs to discuss with the operators toward the bow?
There are no amateurs on this crew. They know to keep idle chatter minimized during combat, and I can bellow with the best DIs.
A fair point. I suppose the design has no chance of becoming standard. No need to worry about a generation of recruits learning things bass-ackwards. I had to shake my head at that drive core of yours. 120 billion credits of element 0 to make this thing able to move without giving itself away. You realize we could make drive cores for 12,000 fighters with that money? What good is it to hide for a few hours anyway? Useless.
Part of me is getting a little bit of Patton vibes from the Admiral here. Both Patton and a bit of General Grant. Just keep throwing stuff at the enemy. It'll work. Trust me.
Men of limited vision said the same thing about early aircraft, submarines, and tanks.
There's two ways I could take that, Commander, but that is true. I suppose the early U-boats weren't much better. And we need to talk about your crew, Commander. Krogan? Asari? Turians? What are you thinking, Commander? You can't allow alien nationals free access to Alliance equipment?
Why wouldn't you want a Krogan on your team? Please explain that to me. I don't remember the stealth thing ever coming up, so I can't actually disagree with him on that point. Stealth systems coming up. I don't know. I have to check. I don't know, because the Normandy was built after the first book. Yeah, ME2 and 3 aren't this Normandy. Okay, I'm having a brain fart. What is IRC? I keep forgetting what that is. But stealth systems, my thing about that issue is, though, if I recall correctly. Yeah, up to this point, I've never really heard it coming up, except for heading over to Eden Prime. That's it. And it must have worked because when you got to Eden Prime, the Normandy didn't get shot down. And, you know, a Reaper was in the vicinity. So you didn't necessarily have any of the ships actually firing upon the Normandy. So up to this point, I think that's the only time that comes up for the Normandy 1. So it must be working. But also at the same time, when I think of like this old way of thinking is, oh, we could have built, you know, 12,000 more fighters for the amount of money we spent on that drive core. Yeah, me personally, for all of them to get shot down, that's personally for me. You have to have, especially considering the technology of all the other species that is on that ship, especially the special task group from the Solarians, you might want to have something that gives you some version of an edge. And at the fact of, we talked about earlier, of keeping the ship, you can also look at what's human, what's Turian, what can you reverse engineer, and what can you make your own. So it's harder to disagree with him. I see his point in a way, but also at the same time, I rail against him because that stand and deliver isn't going to work, especially in this field of battle.
Between Saren and the Geth, we have enough enemies out here. Treating other species with suspicion and distrust won't win hearts and minds.
That assumes the hearts and minds are worth winning. That hasn't been proven yet. You have anything else to say, Commander? Any other justifications for the state of this vessel?
We showed the Council something they hadn't thought of with our fighter carriers. You may disapprove of Normandy, but she's just another way we're outthinking them.
That assumes Normandy's technologies can become practical in the future. I'm not convinced Normandy isn't a waste of taxpayer money, but I am convinced that you believe otherwise, and that you'll use it to its best ability. I'll be submitting a report to the Joint Military Council. It will not be as negative as I'd planned. Good hunting, Commander Shepard. Make us proud.
Mm-hmm. And attitudes like that is probably why you haven't made max rank there, my guy. But that's just me. I tend to give this guy crap every time I see him.
Recent attack on Eden Prime, many colonial investors are pulling their support for future projects. Proponents of expanded human colonization insist that Eden Prime was an isolated case. Nevertheless, colonist enrollment has dropped sharply. Many colonial proposals are on hold until backers have some reassurance that human colonies will be adequately protected.
I mean, this guy is a tool, so arguing with him is objectively right. There's a lot of throwback with his way of thinking. And in many cases, that's a problem. Because it would not surprise me that he is a very good admiral when it comes to the fight. But unfortunately, moving forward, and I've dealt with that with a lot of superiors. You know, well, superiors and cats who have come like drastically before my term of service. I remember my mom used to tell me this: don't ever get so set in your ways that you can't change. And in real life, I've met a good amount of people in real life that this is the way things are supposed to be. This is the way it's, and some things are tried and true. Don't get me wrong. Some things are tried and true. But also at the same time, if you don't experiment with certain things, you'll never advance. Right? I mean, put you a little bit behind the scenes. The whole point of me wearing a suit on this stream is because I wanted to try something different. You know? But if you don't go out there and try new things,
Commander,
you'll never advance, you'll never learn anything, and whatever. Now, if you're just doing stupid stuff for the sake of stupid stuff, I don't necessarily consider that experimenting. I consider that, you know, a boondoggle. A waste of time. But everybody has their own opinions on it. So, anyway, now going back to what we talked about with voters and taxpayer dollars and stuff like that.
Khaleesa been seen in Al Jalani, Westerland News. Would you answer a few questions for our viewers?
Yes, Westerland News. Yeah. I will talk about that a little later.
What sort of questions?
I need to know.
People back home have heard a lot of wild stories about you, Commander. I can give you the chance to set the record straight. What do you say?
So you care about what a bunch of Twitter and Reddit users said about me. Well, I guess that's how you get your news nowadays.
So long as you understand that I may not be able to answer all questions.
I'm sure our viewers will understand.
Uh-huh.
Humans have been trying to get the respect of the galactic community for 26 years. With that in mind, what are your feelings on being the first human Spectre?
The Spectres represent the best of every species in the galaxy. To be asked to join them is an honor.
Some have said your appointment is the Citadel throwing humans a bone. Have you encountered any situations where the Citadel asked you to place its needs before the needs of Earth?
They don't know me. They don't know me. Nope.
The Council is concerned with the needs of the whole galactic community. We're part of that community now. Our needs are on their agenda, but we're one of many.
You really do believe that, don't you? You've been given command of an advanced human warship for your missions. Is there anything you'd like to say about it?
The Normandy is a triumph of human engineering. Like our development of fighter carriers, it shows other races that we're able to think outside the box.
That's gratifying. Many defeatist officers claim that the Alliance can't compete with the naval power of, say, the Turians. Do you think it was appropriate to hand Earth's most advanced warship over to the Citadel?
I'll talk about the Turians in a bit.
Miss Al-Jalani, I wear the Alliance uniform. And if you think anyone other than me says where the Normandy can go, you're sadly mistaken.
No offense intended, Commander. I'm sure you have to follow the orders of your superiors. Of course, now your superiors are aliens. One last question, Commander. Rumors back home say you're tracking a rogue Spectre named Saren. Do you have any comment on that?
Nope. Classified information.
I'm afraid I can't comment on whatever my current assignment may or may not be.
Don't worry, we'll find out. The eyes of Earth are on you. Don't let us down. Thank you for your time, Commander Shepard.
Now see, you have to handle journalism with diplomacy. Solely because, you know, I have certain people in the Alliance delegation that I'm gonna have to call in some favors for, especially when I need more gas money for the Mako. You know, when I decide to conduct business, you know, totally not joyriding or anything.
Hello, Commander.
Show me what you've
I'll
got.
open the rare stocks for you.
Yes, diplomacy. Exactly. See, you understand. Ooh. Okay, let's see. some of these are... Because I need to pick up some armor for both. Liara and Caden. And they both wear light armor. But these armors are... But yes, diplomacy. Exactly. Come now, my friend. I do this for the greater good. Okay, let's see if I remember, because there's one more person I want to talk to. There's one more person I want to talk to before we get out of here. But I have to remember where Flux is. So, bear with me a bit.
Hello there. Welcome to Moorland's famous shop.
Blah, 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 blah.
At least I think. Very good things
And I think you have... Give me more grenades, because I can always use more grenades. And that's it. All right. But, anyway, I was talking about the Krogan earlier, right? We talked a lot about the human side of the First Contact War, but let's take a look at the Turian side of this as well. Conrad.
The hero of Eden Prime. I am so honored to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And you are?
My name is Conrad. Conrad Werner. They say you killed more than 100 Geth on Eden Prime.
I spend most of the time trying to stay alive and help the colonists.
Hey, I know you're probably busy, but do you have time for a quick autograph?
Do I take the Instagram photo?
There you go.
There you go.
Thanks. I really appreciate it. My wife is going to be so impressed. I'll let you get back to work. But next time you're on Earth, I'd love to buy you a drink. Thanks again.
But think about this. We talked a bit about the First Contact War as well. But
I don't sell this model.
and the Krogan and all those other stuff like that. But think about this as well. The First Contact War, you can make the point, if I may use the phrase, that the humans actually started it by almost opening the mass relay that took you to the Rachni homeworld. So, okay, this is Flux. So, it's not there, not there, not there. Okay. But, yeah, the humans were the ones that actually started the First Contact War, in a manner of speaking, even though they did not know that that mass relay was off limits because they weren't part of the council yet. So what the Turians were doing was basically their job. Unfortunately, after the fight was over and they had to set the treaty, you know, the terms of the treaties and all this other stuff like that, well, the Turians ended up having to pay reparations to the humans. Yeah, the Turians ended up having to pay reparations to the humans for, you know, quote unquote, firing first. So in a way, they did get shafted into the deal. So I can understand even 20 years later, there's a lot of Turians that does have some hard feelings about humans. Because they screwed up first, and the Turians are paying for it. Okay, so she's not around here. Who I was trying to look for is Emily Wong. But I guess she is not up yet. From what it looks like. And that is going to bug me. Yeah, that's going to bug me. Oh well. No, what? Screw it. I've been hanging around a little bit too long.
Exogeny Corp is still denying reports that one of their survey teams has gone missing in the Hades Gamma Cluster. When asked why communication with the survey team was suddenly cut off,
you know what? We're just gonna go ahead and head out to Noveria. Because I thought I knew where she was. Because Emily Wong does have a quest.
You're the shepherd kid.
For me, but apparently she's not there or doesn't show up yet.
A Solarian excavation team has run into an unexpected problem after unearthing a Prothean dig site. Hanar protesters have blockaded the dig site, claiming that artifacts of the Enkindlers...
So we're just going to go ahead and head over to Noveria, handle some business.
The team has appealed to Hanar representatives on the Citadel to reach a diplomatic solution.
Because I can't wait to get to Noveria. Because this time around, I actually did a lot more research on Noveria in and of itself. And I don't know how many people will know about the facts that I'm going to end up bringing up. But, okay, where is the ticket out of here?
You're not allowed in here.
I'm not dealing with the jellyfish right now.
It has the right to move freely through this area. You're creating a public disturbance.
Nope, he's just going to go ahead and get out. Yeah, there we go. But, yeah, I guess I'll go back and do some of those later. Anyway, off to the wards, off to CSEC. And off to the Normandy and Noveria.
Technicians are struggling to understand why a computer system catastrophically overloaded recently. Technicians are reportedly unsure of what caused the malfunction, or even what the system was originally designed to do. CSEC is investigating the possible vandalism or misuse of public property.
Okay, so there is a computer system on the Presidium that nobody knows what it does. You're concerned with it blowing up. Okay. I guess you find out what it's supposed to do first before you worry about this investigation there, my guy. All right. So let's just head out to Noveria.
The commanding officer is aboard. Exo Presley stands relieved.
I will find out where Emily Wong. Not that Wong.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Commander, Miss Al-Jalani's story on you just aired. I don't agree with everything you said, but at least you got her on your side. I just hope it doesn't damage relations with the Council.
I just told her what she wanted to hear, sir.
Convenient for you, but our allies may not think the same. Just wanted to let you know what the response was back home.
It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Of course, people are, all people aren't going to agree with me. All right. So off to Noveria. All right. After doing some research on Noveria, one of the things that really stuck with me is technically, one, Noveria is not in council space. It's not under council jurisdiction. Number one. Number two, it is a glorified, what's the word I'm looking for? Corporate complex, because a bunch of the companies that you know of in this game, I think it was like 12 of them, actually pulled their money together and bought this planet. And because, since it's not in council space, or technically under council jurisdiction, they can do what they want. And it's under corporate rule. Number one. Number two, their only attitude is simply, so long as it doesn't lose us money, you can do what you want. And
approach control. This is the
name
requesting a vector and a berth
of the planet.
Normandy, your arrival was not scheduled. Our defense grid is armed and tracking you. State your business.
Citadel business. We got a council Spectre aboard.
Landing access granted, Normandy. Be advised, we will be confirming identification on arrival. If confirmation cannot be established, your vessel will be impounded.
What a fun bunch. I think I'll take my next leave here.
So technically, this is a corporate planet. And a Spectre can come in and do whatever they want there, but the backing of the council isn't as strong as it normally would be in usual situations, right? The jurisdiction of the council is a bit weakened here because this isn't something that, we get to, how do I put this? Make laws here, because this is a glorified private building. Number one. Number two, or another aspect that I've learned from this is the actual name Noveria. I am going to take Liara with us. But the actual name Noveria comes from
equalizing into
a combination of words
atmosphere.
Coming from, I'm trying to remember where it is. It's an island in the Arctic Sea.
Has the deck.
It's one of the islands in the Arctic Sea, north of Russia, called New Siberia, or Nova Siberia. Put them together, and that's how you got Noveria. It was founded 20 years ago, basically.
That's far enough.
Something wrong, officer?
You better hope there isn't. This is an unscheduled arrival. I need your credentials.
You first.
We're the law here. Show some respect. I'm Captain Maiko Matsuo, Ilanis Risk Control Services.
I'm a Spectre. My name is Shepard.
Load of horse crap, man. You will need to confirm that. Also, I must advise you that firearms are not permitted on Noveria. Sterling, secure their weapons.
Nope.
Citadel authority supersedes yours.
Wait a minute. Didn't you quit Citadel?
Nobody takes my weapon.
Charge and lock! We're authorized to use lethal force. You have to the count of 3 to surrender your weapons.
Sorry, buddy. You don't want this smoke.
2, 3.
Captain Matsuo, stand down. We confirmed their identity. Spectres are authorized to carry weapons here, Captain.
You may proceed, Spectre. I hope the rest of your visit will be less confrontational. Parasini-san will meet you upstairs. Behave yourself.
Now, this is the other kicker I've noticed about this. Playing this, playing through this for like, what? Not counting speed runs, I would say like the 4th time. She said Spectres are allowed to keep their weapons. I'm the only Spectre on this crew. Everybody else is just basically crewmates.
I am Gianna Parasini, assistant to Administrator Ananias. We apologize for the incident in the docking bay.
I appreciate your help.
You're welcome. You understand our security chief was only doing her job. One of my duties is orientation of new arrivals. Do you have any questions?
Has anyone unusual passed through here recently?
Unusual? And a sorry matriarch passed through a few days ago. Lady Benezia.
Benezia. She is here?
Can I speak with her?
Benezia left for the Peak 15 research complex days ago. To the best of my knowledge, she's still there.
Good. Give us directions and we'll be on our way.
You'll need to ask Administrator Ananias for clearance to leave this port.
Where can I find the administrator?
His office is on the main level, left at the top of the elevator.
Understood. Can we go in now?
Of course. If you need any help, you can ask me at the administrator's office.
She is here. I can't believe it. I imagine you want to talk to me, Shepard. About my mother.
We talked about her before, but things change when you're up against something. If it's her or me, who would you shoot?
I meant what I said before. Her actions are wrong. If you would feel safer leaving me on the Normandy, I will stay. But I would like to see her. Maybe I can persuade her to come peacefully.
I don't think that's likely, but you can try.
Thank you, Shepard. That means a great deal to me.
That is a very dirty question to ask. You can either... Would you shoot your mother or me? Like, my mom is my mom. I just met you, bro.
Welcome to Port Hanshan, the galaxy's most respected site for independent scientific research and development. For your own safety and to protect the privacy of others, you are required to obey any directions given by our security personnel. If you have questions or concerns, our friendly administrative staff is always available. Thank you, and enjoy your stay.
FYI, Fort Hanshan does mean Cold Mountain. And looking at outside, yeah, it lives up to that. Surface temperature stays below freezing all year round. It is a giant ice block.
How can I help you?
I'd like to speak to Ananias.
One moment, please. Mr. Ananias?
Yes, what?
Commander Shepard is asking to see you, sir.
Right, fine, come in.
And why Ananias is so important throughout this part of the mission is because he is, I guess for lack of a better phrase, he is a front for the council. You know, this planet's version of the council.
Excuse me if I don't stand up. I have no time to entertain spaceborne vagabonds.
I see you looked up my service record.
Only a fool enters negotiation without knowledge of the other party's tendencies. This greeting is a courtesy. I will only cooperate as required by the Executive Board. Businesses come here to avoid the second guessing of galactic law.
Are you telling me you have no safety protocols?
Don't be ridiculous. Do you think a for-profit company would take no precautions against loss of life and material? Project leads have the final say here, not meddlesome politicians.
Do you do business with Saren?
Agent Saren? One of your Spectre compatriots? He is a major investor in Binary Helix Corporation, which is one of Noveria's backers.
Is Binary Helix developing weapons for him?
It's possible, given his interests. What our clients do in their labs is their business.
I've heard an Asari matriarch is here. Benezia?
She arrived a few days ago, accompanied by a personal escort and some cargo. She's up at Peak 15.
What can you tell me about her cargo?
Large, heavy, and sealed. It passed weapons screening. Beyond that, it is not our concern.
What do you mean, personal escort?
The phrase is self-explanatory. Bodyguards attending to the safety of her person, mainly Asari commandos.
Commandos? You didn't think that odd?
They followed all our regulations. I had no reason to forbid Lady Benezia from taking them.
I'd like to see her, immediately.
I'm afraid that you cannot. Peak 15 is a private facility in the Skadi Mountains. Regardless, there is a blizzard in the area. Shuttles are grounded and surface access has been cut off.
What brought her out here?
If I knew, I wouldn't be at liberty to say. She came here as Agent Saren's executor. She is here on business for Binary Helix. There were issues at Peak 15 that required Saren's attention.
Let's see, is there
Back to
anything
my
else?
other questions.
Every minute of my time you waste costs the company 12 credits. I will keep a running tally.
Oh, and that's
I
all
have
of
no
it.
more questions at this time.
Good. I received a dozen urgent messages while you dithered about.
That's actually the longest conversation I've had with the guy.
Mr. Ananias isn't the only one with a past to leave hand. You've never worked in the corporate world, have you, Commander? You can't bludgeon through bureaucracy.
So it would seem. I need an alternative.
Talk to Lorik Keen. You should be able to find him at the hotel bar. Can't say more. Not within earshot of Mr. Ananias.
Talk to you later.
Let's roll.
Very well.
So yeah, I thought it was something that wasn't normally brought up or wasn't brought up throughout this game, but Saren isn't just one of those people that is just cool with Binary Helix. He is not necessarily the boss, but wouldn't surprise me if he's close to the executive board on this thing. Oh, nope, not that way. We're supposed to be going the other way. So you learn something new every time you end up playing this game. That reminds me, Tone, whenever you keep doing repeats of the 14 story, do you end up noticing something different every time you play through?
Excuse me, I need a moment of your time.
Like, if you could think of one thing that does boggle your, that kind of threw you off on on a different playthrough that you didn't learn the first time. Like something that you look back and go, oh crap, I didn't even realize that was a thing. Or whatever.
Afternoon. Sit down, have a drink. What can I do for you?
Are you Lorik Keen? I've heard you might be able to help me.
You are the Spectre that just arrived, are you not? What can old Turian like me possibly help you with?
I'm trying to find a way into the garage. I have places to go.
You need a pass. How fortuitous. I'm the manager of the local Synthetic Insights office. For the moment, at least. Mr. Ananias closed my office. He claims to be investigating reports of my corruption. The administrator is an interesting man. He's become quite wealthy since he took direct control of rents.
By rents, you mean bribes for Ananias.
Indeed. I acquired evidence of Ananias' actions. His hired goons are ransacking my office to find it. I suspect your goal lies outside this port. Mr. Ananias would be disinclined to let you wander. If you recover the evidence from my office, I will give you my garage pass, as well as a sum of credits.
First thing that really did that for me was the Sahagin who got the echo at Leviathan. That is true.
Why didn't Ananias cancel your pass clearance?
Why should he? There's nothing outside but snow and hungry Nathak.
When I replayed that after the Thornton fight, it sets up so much. Okay. I'm gonna have to, when I do the replay, I'm gonna have to pay attention to that part again. Because it's been so long since I've gone through that part of the story.
How did you get a pass?
I'm a manager. Most executives on Noveria are free to come and go as they will.
You have a plan?
I do. However, there is one other... What is that charming human expression? Fly in the lotion?
Ointment.
Violence against Mr. Analeas' thugs may be necessary. He has members of Han Shan's security team searching my offices. He's paying them under the table. Miss Matsuo is unaware of their outside employment.
If he's paying them under the table, they're mercenaries. I can kill mercenaries.
Excellent. Here is my pass into our offices. It will activate the elevator. The evidence is on my office computer. This OSD contains an encryption key to access it. Slide it into the drive and it will auto-execute. Oh, and do try to keep bloodstains off the carpets, would you?
Yeah, you do. It's like patch 2.2 when they pull from it for stuff in 3, 4, 5, and even in Walker. Okay. I will definitely have to look out for that because, like I said, I have played that game. This game is at least 2.0 has been out for around 10 years. And I feel like I only understand like a quarter of the story. You know, I'm not so much as much of a lore guy as many others, but I do love story-driven games. And 14 is definitely a story-driven game. So with so much lore behind it, I do want to learn every nook and cranny as to how we got here, especially already knowing the ending.
Freeze! Hanshan Security. This office is sealed.
What are you doing in these offices?
The administrator's orders. Laura Keene is under investigation.
Analeas is paying you to shake this place down. Does Captain Matsuo know you're here?
Hey, I'm not the one who wants Keene. Analeas has a Varen up his ass about this guy. How about this? You pretend you didn't see us, we'll pretend we didn't see you.
Appreciate you. Howdy, boy. I know we got one in the bathroom. Take that. And you take that. Forearm shiver. There we go. Done like dinner. I don't know, ever since I learned that forearm shiver from the Thorian, I've been using it a lot more. Yeah, give me that. All right, when you're speed running this, in order to save time, if memory serves, you don't have to. I have to try this next time. That I can just go straight to Keene instead of going through all the boondoggle of talking to Analeas or whatever. But you don't necessarily have to
be in here, Shepard.
Talk to a whole bunch of people. You can just talk to Keene, get the pass, go back to Keene, and head on out the door.
Do you plan on making me leave?
Leave? You think I'm gonna let you walk out? Analeas would throw you off-world for what you did here. I won't. You know what we did to cop killers on my world?
Your men are dirty, Sergeant. You're here off-duty, breaking the law for bribe money.
Y'all ain't cops, my guy. I have a policeman right here that verifies it.
If you want to fight, I'll give you one.
Yes! Paragon playthrough. Appreciate you. It is a Paragon pay through, baby. You take that. Oof. Once again, appreciate you. But yeah, that is definitely something I want to keep in mind. It's one of the reasons why, like, I enjoyed...
There have been reports of noise from the Synthetic Insights office. Would you know anything about it?
It's probably Ananias' thugs ripping the place apart.
Smartass, huh? That's fine. I can work with that. Meet me at the hotel for a drink before you talk to Keen. I'll be waiting.
But it's one of the reasons why, like, I've enjoyed the heck out of researching this game instead of just, you know, I'm just gonna play the game and be done with it and whatever. There's so many nooks and crannies on this entire world. You mean added to pork abstinence? I think I lost the plot there, TD. I think I lost the plot, my dear.
Excuse me, I need a moment of your time.
All right, where's my beer?
Introduce myself. Parasini, Noveria Internal Affairs.
Why is an internal affairs agent here?
The executive board knows about Ananias' corruption. I've been undercover for 6 months. I want you to convince Keen to testify before the board. With his evidence, this planet can run profitably again.
Ah, okay, okay.
I need Keen's garage pass to complete my mission.
You help my investigation, I'll provide whatever you need. Favor for a favor.
Ananias is dirty. It might be best to help her.
Look, Shepard, I don't like this either. You Spectres play fast and loose with the law. That's bad for business.
All right, I'll talk to Keen and see if I can convince him.
Okay, you convinced me. Leave me alone.
You know where I work. Come talk to me once you know if he'll play ball.
So yes. Those aren't police. In fact, to be honest with you, they aren't police. That's a regular security firm.
Always a pleasure, Spectre. Any news on that matter I asked you to look into?
I finished the job, but an internal affairs investigator contacted me. She wants you to testify against Ananias.
Now that you have my property, you want to dictate how I use it. I have no interest in a public spectacle.
Everyone on this station is chafing under Ananias' extortion. You might end up a hero.
And make more money.
My employers rely on the goodwill of the executive board to work here.
The board is investigating Ananias. They'll be more angry at him than at you.
All right. It is obvious that I cannot dissuade you. Very well. I will testify. Make whatever arrangements you need with your contact. I will wait here.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's the first time. I never thought about bringing these two to actually talk to him. Specifically, pork, bred, and raised in highly specialized containment facilities. You got it. You got it. I'm trying to remember what I said to start that conversation. Gotta stress that metaphor. Yeah, I'm trying to remember where. Let's see. I'm trying to remember what I said to start that.
Spectre, Have you given any more consideration to my offer?
It took some persuasion, but Keen has agreed to testify.
That's a world of stress off my back. I'll take the evidence for safe transport. I didn't think you'd help me, being a Spectre and all. I guess some of you can be alright.
Doesn't this help you? You don't seem particularly happy.
I'm ecstatic, but right now, I just feel like a long day of work is ending. While you were working on Keen, I got you a garage pass. Be careful up there. I have an arrest to make. Wish I had time to change into something easy to move in. I hate skirts.
This is an outrage. I'll see that you never work in this sector again.
Yeah, get a move on.
You, sir! And you place this bitch under arrest.
You have the right to remain silent. I wish to God you'd exercise it. See you around the galaxy, Commander. I owe you a beer.
Sorry, Bucko. It's just business. Bread is bread, and you costing me money. Now, again, this is the thing that gets me. It's like, is the executive board like their own government? So, since they're not necessarily under council jurisdiction or anything else, it's like, does the corporations come up with their own jails for people like him? You know, because you got like binary helix, synthetic, synthetic insights, which are only one of 4 people in this game that's allowed to make, next name of that, who are allowed to make AI.
Access to the garage is restricted.
I have authorization. Excuse me.
Yes, that's genuine. Drive safely. The weather's supposed to be pretty bad out in the Alutsk Valley.
Oh, she's polite. She don't want the smoke though, which is good. Some people I don't want to give the smoke to. But yeah, is this considered like just a corporate government or something? Yeah, boy. Oh, don't shoot your friends.
Ben out of the security area. No one gets in or out.
Nobody saw nothing. Make a break for the gate. Whee! But yeah, that's fascinated me about this, because the first time I kept playing this, I kept thinking she was like some agent of the council, but doing more research on this, she's just the head of an executive board. You got a private security firm calling themselves cops with, you know, actual legal jurisdiction. Like, do they consider themselves like we are the law? And not like as a catchphrase, but like we are legit law? Also, another side note to this game, when I do get done with this, I am going to try an Insanity playthrough. When I get done with finally doing the trilogy all the way up to, that's the name of that, Andromeda, I am doing an Insanity playthrough. Because I'm curious how well I can do and how well, you know, when I actually have to try. Because I've seen many of people weave. I've seen many of people do this on Insanity. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot. But not until I actually finish the game. Because I do want to enjoy the story first. Then we can go hardcore mode. Why? Why is it always here? It's always here. It's always either here or Vermeer. The game works perfectly, and there are no... Just gotta remember to go through that a little left or right. Yeah! It's like, you know the funny thing is, going through some of these glitches, I keep thinking of when I play RPG Maker, and like, when you don't set up a certain block of the, when you don't set up a certain block of the map the way it's supposed to be, it will get you stuck. Because many times I've actually gone through like many of my test games, and like I will throw off one of my what is it? Transfer coordinates. And the game will shoot me out instead of just, you know, the door where I came from or going to the next area. I'll end up in like this empty field that I completely forgot about. Or I'm in the place where I'm supposed to be, but the coordinates where it puts me, it's like, it's all a black screen and nothing else. Now we're talking money. All right, in we go, in we go, in we go. Yes, we are always talking money, my friend. All right, these jokers. I don't remember with these jokers you actually have to kill them or not. Okay, yeah, you do. So I remember the Krogan being here. Ah, you're running from me. Why are you running from me, my friend? Okay, now I'm the one running. Dang it, take it to the head. Okay, chat. Let me know if the audio balance is right. Is good for y'all.
All Peak 15 facilities have suffered a great deal.
Because I did do some different things with my audio.
Biohazard materials present throughout facility. Virtual intelligence user.
Why are the turrets facing the wrong way?
They want to keep their people in as much as they want to keep others out.
But yeah, let me know if the audio works for y'all. Rock on, rock on, rock on. Like I said, I did a few things with the audio. Because I kept listening to my last 2 streams and I'm like, something's missing. Sound effects are good. Voice and BGM could be higher relative to sound effects and your voice, but it's pretty good as is. Okay. All right, let me switch this up. I did split the audio, so when I actually do edit it, yeah, when I actually do edit it, I can turn it down. See, that was my first mistake. I talk about Jenkins with the DFP. That up. Yeah, I talk about Jenkins with the DFP, and here I am, just walking out in the open for no reason. I think this is also one of the reasons why I don't play FPSs. Exactly. You know, that is last time. No more will I use that transport carrier. 3 shipments we lost in Macedon system in 1 month. They're too stupid or slow. If only Gregor still ran his shipments, he would get what I need and no mercenaries would dare stop him. Ah, you see, I am part Krogan. AKA, I've been hanging around Rex a little bit too much. Hey, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Now, tomorrow when I do the speed run, obviously I'm not going to be doing all of this. But I finally did figure out, Tone, how to fast track at least through this part, through the P15 part of Noveria. Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting that part. I don't know why I always forget to actually turn the breaker on. But yes, I had to go with the straight right. You know, I was a member of the Legion of Boom at one point.
It looks like you're trying to restore this facility. Would you like help?
How do I shut this thing up?
This system is monitored to respond to the name Mira. May I ask your name?
Commander Shepard. I work for the Citadel Special Tactics and Reconnaissance.
One moment, please. Council authority confirmed. You are entitled to secure access of all systems. Please note that queries relating to corporate secrets require privileged access. Privileged access is only available to Binary Helix executives. This system is ready to process queries. You may access me at any holographic interface within Peak 15.
Yes, only executives, which Saren is one of them, and basically his secretary is Matriarch Benezia.
I need to find Matriarch Benezia.
That's Slick Biscuit.
Benezia departed on the passenger tramway to the Rift Station subsidiary labs. User alert. The tramway system is currently inoperable.
What's the situation here?
One moment, please. Diagnostics in progress. Critical failure. Main reactor shut down in accordance with emergency containment procedures. Manual restart required. Critical failure. Landline connections are disabled. Passenger tram systems are offline. Report complete. Do you have an additional system status query?
That's all I need right now.
Very well, Commander. Logging you out. User alert.
All right.
Reactor shut down in accordance with emergency containment procedures. Manual restart required.
Time to be AT&T.
User alert. Landline connections are disabled. Passenger trams are offline.
So, Tone, quick question for you. When you played through this, did you let the Rachni live? I'm not going to ask you what happened, but I'm just curious. All right, AT&T. We are done.
User alert. Main reactor shut down in accordance with emergency containment procedures. Manual restart required.
I'm torn. Since I've never beaten 3, I'm torn on should I let the Rachni live. I don't know. Because I am kind of thinking about 3. I didn't kill anyone unless they really needed killing. That's just convenient to kill. Well, you know, usually there was a fate worse than death, though. Well, you know, I am a Spectre, and though we are hunting Saren, I do kind of agree with his rule that, you know, I don't murk anybody without a reason.
User alert. Main reactor shut down in accordance with emergency containment procedures.
But you do know I'm pretty sure there's always a reason. We just haven't figured out what that is yet. There's always a reason to take down villains.
User alert. Main reactor manual restart required.
Yeah, take that. You know, the funny thing is, I do have this biotic that I never use. So, well, you know what? This is the first time a glitch actually worked for me instead of against me.
It's nothing serious.
All right, fix the gas. Big 15 is fixed. And off we go. Like, I know a lot about Mass Effect 1, but once we start getting to 2, I've forgotten so much about it. Like, I remember some things. I remember kind of what happens at the end, but that's about it. So getting the 2 is going to be interesting. 3, I can probably tell you at best, I got through 20% of 3. So in some ways, I don't know how much you would technically call this a first playthrough. But
decontamination and transit hub. User alert. Loose contaminants in the decontamination.
this is technically a full 3 with all DLCs is way different from launch 3, so I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
The door could be finessed. It appears...
Control group, losing them. They're in... Can't escape. The tunnels now. We're sorry. The leads couldn't get to the struck. Out while you can.
He killed himself because he was part of whatever happened here?
He must have felt there was no hope of surviving, that killing himself would be easier.
I always... Oh, that's why his... Okay. Because I normally... I keep forgetting that Garrus's electronics isn't as high as Tali's. Because I've only seen the roaches get cooked once.
Gun is new.
And off to Rift Station.
Destination. Rift Station.
The game works perfectly.
Now arriving at Rift Station, Binary Helix Research Facility.
Yes, the game works perfectly. I don't see any problems with it. She's caught in the Matrix. Yes, I don't see any problems. The game is perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Yes, Thanos.
Stand down. Sorry, we couldn't be sure what was on the tram.
Can those things work a train's controls?
Hell if I know. I'm not assuming any goddamn thing. Look, you're human and that's enough that I won't shoot, but I'd like to know who you are.
My name is Shepard. I'm a Spectre.
Huh. I won't look a heavily armed horse in the mouth. The aliens overran the hot labs last week. Only Han Olar got out, and he ain't all there anymore. The first we knew, the bastards were clawing into my command post. We had a lot more staff then.
On the knife edge between actually playable and not actually playable. Don't you? Yeah, we just saw that. In fact, we saw that Saturday. What was it? 70% through the run?
You were taken by surprise and had civilians to protect. You did a good job, Captain.
Yeah? Sure as hell doesn't feel like it. The board sent an Asari to clean up the mess. She went to the hot labs yesterday. We haven't heard from her since.
But yeah. We were 70% through the run. Game crashes.
Venezia.
Yeah.
Still over there?
I don't know. I don't see what one person could do.
A matriarch has the skill to keep herself alive for a long time.
There's an emergency elevator out by the trams. This card will let you activate it. It can take you down to the hot labs. Oh, and if you need any first aid, Dr. Cohen's downstairs in the med bay.
You're certain the matriarch is still in the hot labs?
She hasn't come back here. You came through Central Station, so she ain't there.
Did the aliens come from inside the facility, or did they attack from outside?
You want my personal opinion? Labs like that exist to do stupid crap that gets people killed.
I've got work to do.
Yeah, I hear that. Hell, man the perimeter!
I mean, he's not wrong. Okay, mental note. The bugs are far too big.
Thanks for the help. Every few hours, a group comes up the tram tunnel. It's actually better since we locked down the elevator.
We're all in the same boat.
I don't know why they keep throwing themselves against our defenses. Even animals should learn not to stick their noses where it hurts.
But yeah, if memory served me correctly, didn't it freeze when I was streaming this on Twitch? Yeah, at the exact same spot. Okay, gang, this is the area. If you want to speed run this, you run through here, and this will basically take you to Benezia. But it'll piss everybody else off, so just, you know, keep in mind. So we will head over to the hot labs. So yeah, if you're doing a speed run of that, that's where I'm gonna go. And just basically floor it through there. Tick everybody off. Not necessarily mow down everybody, but do enough to stay alive. And I think at the time I should have grenades, which I don't think I have any right now. Okay, so that takes you out to here. And I'm supposed to go here, that's right. Wrong scene with a bottle on it. Okay, so this is the guy, that's right.
Are you here to secure the situation?
If by secure you mean shoot every monster I see, sure.
I am certain you are having strong feelings. But what has happened here, it is our fault. You understand?
Wait, is there an Asari matriarch here?
Asari? I have not seen one.
She is safe then, at Rift Station.
This is not important. You must be listening. Binary Helix found an egg. It was on a derelict ship, thousands of years drifting. This was Ragnar's ship. Inside they find many eggs in cryogenic suspension.
1,000-year-old egg hatched?
Yes. Very tough to be so long frozen. That it survived the centuries. This is miraculous. Binary Helix planned to clone Ragnar, mass-produce them, create an army. But when they get here, they find this egg is not a common Ragnar. It is a queen. After she lays eggs, they move her to Rift Station. They are thinking that without her, they can raise the babies to be obedient.
Once again, if you think more into it, seeing you play reminds me that I really need to finish Horizon Forbidden West's DLC. Yeah. One day I actually need to play that, period. One day I need to actually play the Horizon series. But yeah, this is another one of those situations. As a reminder, Binary Helix, headed by Saren. Yeah.
Obviously, they were wrong.
This was exactly the wrong thing to do. I am thinking that without a queen, Rachni do not develop properly. Her mind is shaping theirs. These Rachni are uncontrollable.
Gotcha. I've seen a bunch of people play it, but...
This is fascinating, but we don't have time to chat.
These Rachni are beyond saving. It is a sad thing, but they must be euthanized. I am thinking that the neutron purge must be set off.
Once the purge is armed, we'll have to fight our way out. Give us a minute to patch up and rearm.
Sure. I wait here. I am not so much good for searching now, yes? Mother always say I would meet a bad end. I am feeling not so well.
Okay, alright.
How do we set off the purge?
Arming controls are nearby. All you do is insert the key. Then I will get near this.
I did not notice that before. Like I've always seen the pierce through the chest, but when the claws actually moved, I'm like, okay, that's a bit much.
Connecting. I have full access to the facility and am at your disposal.
Activate the neutron purge.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that without proper code authorization.
Code input 875-020-079. Code Omega. Local execution.
Verified. Code Omega execution in 120 seconds.
And it is time to go! Hit the deck! Sense of urgency, gang! Sense of urgency! And, you know, it would be nice to have some grenades! Which, unfortunately, I have none of. What? Burn! Burn and fire! You know, I wonder what happens if you actually stay there and wait for the neutron purge to wait for the neutron purge to happen. Like, I wonder if there's a cutscene there. Because I know with the Arrival DLC, if you sit around too long... Yeah, if you sit around too long, then... Crispy Bacon Shepherd? Sounds like it. Like, I know it happens, but I wonder if there's like a cutscene that actually goes with it.
I'm sorry about this, Shepard. We've got orders from Venezia. Open fire!
You're sorry. I'm not.
Get down!
Hey, I actually do have a grenade. Ow. That was Kind of cartoonishly bad. I'm just curious how this works. Okay, guess not. Down you go, down you go. There goes both of you. Okay, that's new. Dang it. There we go. Mouse control.
That's the last of them.
And now off to Benezia. Man's getting yeeted. Yeet and delete. All right, is it this way? No, that's back to the rooms. And this is the lab.
You do not know the privilege of being a mother. There is power in creation. To shape a life, turn it toward happiness or despair. Her children were to be ours, raised to hunt and slay Saren's enemies. I won't be moved by sympathy, no matter who you bring into this confrontation.
I tell you what long renders stuck when I make mistakes. Yeah, you talk about After Effects? Cause I've tried to make some videos with After Effects that are like a minute long, and trying to render those sometimes is like waiting an eternity.
Liara's here because she wants to be, not because I asked her to.
Indeed. What have you told him about me, Liara?
What could I say, Mother? That you're insane? Evil? Should I explain how to kill you? What could I say?
Have you faced an Asari commando unit before? Few humans have.
I can't believe you'd kill your own daughter.
I now realize I should have been stricter with her.
Ah, shit, I got the belt out. Take it to the head. Okay, media encoder. I was trying to remember what AME stood for. Burst, where is shield overkill? Oh, that's right. I don't get that until Mass Effect 2. Dang it. Whee! How did that not hit? Howdy, boy. But I've done 5-minute videos before, but it's easier to render small parts than put them together in Premiere, though. Yeah, what is it? My intro, you know, my stunning stream video was a mix of using Premiere. Appreciate you.
This is not over. Saren is unstoppable. My mind is filled with his light. Everything is clear.
The Rachni didn't cooperate with you. Why should I?
I will not betray him. You will. You must listen. Saren still whispers in my mind. I can fight his compulsions briefly, but the indoctrination is strong.
Why are you able to break free of his control now?
I sealed a part of my mind away from the indoctrination, saving it for a moment when I could help destroy him. It will not last long.
So you could turn on me again?
Yes, but it would not be my will, Shepard. People are not themselves around Saren. You come to idolize him, worship him. You would do anything for him. The key is Sovereign, his flagship. It is a dreadnought of incredible size, and its power is extraordinary.
I have to figure out how in the world Benezia got drawn into this with Saren. I'm still reading how even Saren found the ship in the first place.
Sovereign's not like other ships. Where did it come from?
I cannot say. The Geth did not build it. Its technology is far more advanced than that of any known species. The longer you stay aboard, the more Saren's will seems correct. You sit at his feet and smile as his words pour into you. It is subtle at first. I thought I was strong enough to resist. Instead, I became a willing tool, eager to serve. He sent me here to find the location of the Mu relay. Its position was lost thousands of years ago.
How does something that big go missing?
4,000 years ago, a star nearby went supernova. The shockwave propelled the relay out of its system, but did not damage it. Its precise vector and speed are impossible to determine. As millennia passed, the nebula created by the nova enveloped the relay. It is difficult to find any cold object in interstellar space, particularly something swathed in hot dust and radiation.
Can I assume you found the coordinates?
2,000 years ago, the Rachni inhabited that region of our galaxy. They discovered the relay. The Rachni can share memories across generations. Queens inherit the knowledge of their mothers. I took the location of the relay from the Queen's mind. I was not gentle.
You have to give me the location.
Don't have time for this.
I transcribed the data to an OSD. Take it, please.
Knowing the relay's coordinates is not enough. Do you know where he planned to go from there?
Saren wouldn't tell me his destination, but you must find out quickly. I transmitted the coordinates to him before you arrived. You have to stop me. I can't. His teeth are at my ear. Fingers on my spine. You should. Oh, you should.
Mother, don't leave. Fight him.
You make me proud, Liara.
Now you die.
Die.
Really? Really? That is the first time I've ever seen that.
You will have to stop him, Shepard.
you're free of the indoctrination again?
I still hear it like metal on metal, squealing and reverberating. Mother! Good night, little wing. I will see you again with the dawn. No, why? They always said there would be a...
Blech. GG. All right. Now for the main event of the evening. Do I save the roaches? Or do I pump the area and raid?
This one serves as our voice. We cannot sing. Not in these low spaces. Your musics are colorless.
Who am I speaking to here?
We are the mother. We sing for those left behind. The children you thought silenced. We are Rachni.
How are you speaking through her?
Our kind sing through touchings of thought. We pluck the strings, and the other understands. She is weak to urging. She has colors we have no names for. But she is ending. Her music is bittersweet. It is beautiful. You are not in harmony with those who hoped to control us. What will you sing? Will you release us? Are we to fade away once more?
The Rachni were a threat to the galaxy. Those tanks are filled with acid. If she gets out of hand, they dissolve her.
They made a mistake. They let the Krogan go too far. This is a chance for us to atone. She has done nothing to us.
Your companions hear the truth. You have the power to free us, or return our people to the silence of memory.
Which direction do I go? Unfortunately, in the words of Frieza, you must die by my hand!
Make your peace with the galaxy. The Rachni are a dead race.
No, stop feeling and think. Even if you disagree with Asari morals, you must see she could be an ally.
Is our kind so frightening? You would seek our silence if you cannot muffle our songs? If you cannot have us as your obedient claws?
It is mainly because there's just something in my head. I cannot trust them. I just can't. And at the fact that I have to explain to all of them why, and I can't come up with a reason why I should let them live.
This time, stay dead.
We will not embrace the great silence.
You ain't got to embrace it, kid. It's gonna happen. I want to look you in the eye when I say Paragon playthrough. I'm gonna do one where I do let them live. Last time I did, but I don't know the full ramifications since I've never beaten 3. Let's see, is there anything else here I need to take care of? No? Okay, good. But simply put, I cannot trust them going by history because going into their space, if you even go into their space, be ready to fight. There is no, hey, how you doing? We just trying to chill and whatever. No, be ready to fight. Then from there, the Krogans end up getting the Frieza Saiyan treatment, then led to the Krogan Rebellion. Then on top of that, when they shut down the relay, that in turn...
What's our next move, Commander? Head for the Mu relay?
Turned into the First Contact War. There's a lot to that piecemeal decision. The only thing I can come up with the Rachni is, oh, well, they said they're sorry. I'm supposed to bring that to the council. I can't do it.
The Mu relay could link to dozens of systems. Unless we know exactly where Saren's going, we'd just be wasting our time.
The commander is right. We cannot rush off blind. We still need to learn more about Saren.
Who put you in charge? Did the commander resign when I wasn't looking?
We're all on the same team here, Williams. She's just trying to help.
Sorry, Commander.
This is a tough mission. We're all on edge. Everyone go get some rest. Crew, dismissed.
Noveria report is away, Commander. You want me to patch you through to the council?
Nope.
Don't bother.
Aye, aye, sir.
Alrighty. I think that is going to be it. That is the end of Noveria. Next week, we hit up Pharos, and we do a couple of other side missions for the crew on deck. So, anyway, as always, I appreciate y'all coming through. I hope y'all had fun. I am still learning to get through this whole YouTube thing, but I'm having a ball with it regardless. But with that being said, y'all take care of yourselves. I will be back tomorrow, same time, with another speedrun attempt, and hopefully we can actually get through the entire game, because first speedrun attempt, I had to do a reload. Second speedrun attempt, the game crashed. Third time's the charm, hopefully. And let's see if we can drop down that 2 hours and 23-minute mark. So, with that being said, y'all keep it easy, and I will holla at y'all later. Keep it easy.